don't matter what race or creed or color. You love this land and you're my brother. That ain't place to know I'm gonna stand. If you say you can't breathe, I'll show you we can. Ain't never gonna stop believing. We were born for freedom. We're born for freedom. We were born for freedom.
What? Hey. Okay, so listen, y'all. This is the final long episode on YouTube. Forgive me. I was like gonna dress up really pretty, and I was gonna wear my Make America Great Again hat, and I was gonna put on makeup and just get myself looking together. I can't do it. I can't do it. I do not feel well. Got an ice pack on my head, putting it on my eyes and shit. Like, just trying to get rid of this headache. I mean, I can't be dehydrated because I drink water constantly. I didn't drink or anything. I haven't had any sugar. I don't know. Anyway, hey y'all, what's up? What's up, Red Pill Army, Ultra MAGA Empire, the 1A Army? We will be uncancelable. We are building the Ultra MAGA Empire. No excuses. We are standing tall and we are staying based. All right, so it's just us, okay? It's just us. I can't put no clothes on. I can't do my makeup. I can't do anything. Like earrings, it's not even going to happen. I'm not even going to put on the background because I just, this is our goodbye. This is my dear John letter. This is my breakup letter with YouTube. And we're just going to keep it simple and intimate and nothing fancy. Let me go ahead and make a banner real quick for this. Appreciate everyone who joined me in the last stream that I did, which was about an hour ago. We went over the 33 strategies of war, and I tried to leave you with quite a bit of motivation, leadership techniques, things that we are going to have to consider while we are in this patriot fight. Things we're going to have to consider, things we're going to have to think about as more becomes required of us. So much has already been required of us, and some of us have failed, a lot of us have failed, I've failed. We got into the fight too late, and now we're paying the price because our country has been demoralized, completely demoralized. I'm not demoralized, though. I'm not demoralized at all. As a matter of fact, I am fucking energized. I am so ready to let go of this terribly abusive relationship that I have been in YouTube. I'm going to give you some examples of that later. I'm also going to talk about myself. I'm going to admit to some things that I have discovered about myself, parts of myself that I don't like, parts of myself that I want to change, patterns that I have fallen into, basically patterns I've been in my whole life. I want you to see the human side of me, because I feel like some of you kind of look at me like I'm like us YouTubers are like superheroes. Like, yeah, do we have a big fucking pair? Absolutely. Does it take a lot of guts to show our faces and subject ourselves to the attacks, the trolls, the doxing, the possible termination of our employment. Luckily, I haven't been fired from any place yet, but I mean, I'm sure if my boss saw this channel, oh, I'd be gone. I'd be fucking gone in a heartbeat. We risk a lot. We YouTube creators and TikTok creators, any creator that's willing to put their name and face out there, we risk a lot to do this. And I don't want that to be misinterpreted with being superhuman. We're definitely not superhuman, trust me. I've met enough of my fellow conservative influencers to know that there's some major personality disorders that come with these people. Just because someone says something you agree with online does not make them a good person. Trust me. Take that to the bank. Let's before we get started, let's go ahead and do the housekeeping. Please follow me on Instagram. That is my personal page. If you want to see the thirst traps in therapy, if you want to hear the reading of some of the books that are on the Red Pill Book Club, aka Red Pill Reading Club, the product reviews, the fashion reviews, just fun stuff that I do. Me bitching and complaining about the food at restaurants in Texas. If you want to see that, if you want to see my normal life, if you want to see what I'm like outside of trying to save America, go ahead and go to Instagram and you can find that there. Get on my Twitter page for those of you who may have abandoned Twitter because of the incredible censorship that they were doing. Now might be a time to kind of get back on. Like I was very, very inactive on Twitter for over a year, but ever since Elon Musk, whether or not the deal went through, I know there were some complications with it because Twitter was basically like hiding the fact that 20% of their users were fucking bots and, just hiding a lot of shit from Elon before he took the deal. I'm not really sure what the updates are with that, but I will say I have noticed a difference. There has been an increase in my comments. There has been an increase in my views. And more people are following me now. It's not picking up the way I want it to, but it is picking up a little bit. And I have noticed that. So if you want to get back on Twitter, I am Rage Red Pill. So it's switched on Twitter. If you want to use Chinese Communist technology, not that I encourage you to do so, but if you are, go ahead and follow me on TikTok. I am at NotRedPillRage. If you'd like to send me an email, I am redpill_rage@protonmail.com. And last but not least, as we enter the parallel economy, Truth Social, Gab, and Rumble, most importantly, Rumble, Red Pill Rage. From this point forward, as of tomorrow, all lectures, all interviews will be on Rumble only. I will keep all of my content exclusive to Rumble because it's a company that I believe in. I've been listening to Dan. I don't think Dan Bongino would be investing in them. I trust his judgment. He's got more skin in the game than any of us ever will. I trust his judgment. I think it's a company that isn't great, but it can be great if we make it great. If there is a mass exodus off of Google products and onto Rumble, I think it will improve. And I would rather stand with something I believe in than to continue subjecting myself to the headache and the gaslighting and the diminishment of the quality of my content by the narcissistic, abusive Silicon Valley executives and programmers that are hurting our country. That was a long sentence. I don't think I can say it again, but rewind the video and listen to me say that again. These Silicon Valley executives and programmers are hurting our country, and I will no longer stand for it. I have been a hypocrite. I admit that. I've told you guys to get on Rumble, but I haven't put all my eggs in that basket. And now, from this point forward, I will. So you can come with me or you cannot come with me. But either way, I want to make sure that if you choose not to come with me, I want to leave you in the best hands that I can leave you with. Okay? I want to make sure that my babies are taken care of, even if I can't take care of them. Do you understand? Okay. So, first and foremost, I wanted to share with you the top 6 podcasts that I generally listen to on a daily basis. I understand a lot of you are not going to have as much time as I have. It's not that I have a lot of free time, it's that I work alone and I have Bluetooth in my company vehicle, and therefore it is possible for me to listen to hours and hours and hours of podcasts every day. A lot of you don't have that luxury, but I'm going to give you my top 6, and I implore you to be listening to at least one of them on a daily basis. Okay. So, first off, I don't think I need to say this because I've said it plenty of times before. The Dan Bongino Show. Okay. Hold on. The Dan Bongino Show. Okay. Um, Dan Bongino is very credible, in my opinion. He understands civics very well, in my opinion. He has a very distinct view of what goes on in politics, not only because he himself ran for Congress, but also because he worked in the White House under 2 presidencies. So he knows, like, he's an insider. Like I said, he has more skin in the game than most of us do. Okay, so make sure iTunes, Spotify. I wish that wouldn't be so blurry here. Oh, it's still blurry. iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or obviously on Rumble. Go listen to Dan Bongino every single day. Okay, next up. Facts Matter. Absolutely love this guy. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. His last name is Roman Balmanov. I'm so sorry. I'm not really good with like those Eastern European names, but this guy gets incredible news. He does incredible work. I wish this wasn't blurry. You got just Facts Matter. Okay, just type in Facts Matter. He does great work. He does incredible interviews, and what I like most about him is that he doesn't just interview names. He doesn't just interview influencers. I don't think he interviews names and influencers at all. He interviews common people that have knowledge of what's going on, employees of companies that have knowledge of what's going on. I think it was last week, we did our seeds, our food Armageddon. He interviewed the president of Goya Foods. Okay. He interviewed a farmer, a black farmer at that. He's got the insider information because he talks to the right people. We are done with the pomp and circumstance. We are done with the circle jerks. We are done with the fucking t-shirt salesman. I don't want to hear what other influencers have to say. I'm done. I don't care about the commentary anymore. I'm done. I'm past that. We have graduated from the intermediate level to the advanced level. And if you want to be in the advanced class, you need to get better information. And this guy makes a great show. And most of his shows are, fairly short. So you can listen to 2 or 3 shows in a 30-minute period. Okay. He's very direct and to the point, and I love that. Okay. Next up, also from Epoch TV. I like Epoch TV. Same thing. They do great interviews with boots on the ground, people who work in whatever respective industry, activists who are on the ground, people who actually are doing the work, people who are putting skin in the game, people who have better knowledge of the subject matter. They talk to doctors, okay? They talk to people who don't necessarily have fucking YouTube channels and have podcasts. They talk to people who are living and breathing the subject matter of their journalism every single day. And I love that. The third one, also from Epoch TV, is one second. So we got Facts Matter, Epoch TV, and there's one more from Epoch that I really like. Epoch Times. Okay. So this one's great because it's got some really good international news. And it's the US China Watch. And I love this because anything that you don't think can happen here in America, you think only it's going to happen in China, they will tell you how it affects us. And not only that, they'll tell us how it affects India, how it affects England, how it affects Australia, how it affects how the communist infiltration is not just affecting us, but affecting other countries. So if you want really good international news, I want you to subscribe to Epoch Times. Okay. So I call that the Epoch trilogy: Facts Matter, Epoch TV, and Epoch Times. Make sure you are subscribed to all of them. Definitely my baby, Firebrand with Matt Gaetz. Okay. Again, this is a man who has skin in the game. This is a man who knows what he's talking about because he's fucking there. Okay. Trying to see if it'll focus. Just Google it, okay? Firebrand with Matt Gaetz. Anything that's going on in Congress, he's going to tell us about it on almost a daily basis. Now, I don't think he posts every day, but you're going to get at least 2 to 3 to 4 shows a week. If you want to know what's going on inside Congress, this is the podcast to listen to. Not to mention that hair, that fucking hair of his. And last but not least, if you like me, which I know you do, if you like me, you are going to love my boy, Anthony Avolo, okay? And his podcast is called the Christian Constitutionalist Podcast, okay? Make sure you go throw him some support. If you like my energy, if you like my dedication, if you like the way that I speak, if you like the energy that I use to make you understand the severity of the times that we're living in, you are going to love him. He's my brother from another mother. He lives an hour away. I've got to go see him before I move. Great guy, ex-army, Christian man of God, very, very serious about this fight. Very serious about this fight. And not only that, he also does incredible research. He's not one of these commentators who's just keeping up with the Joneses and repeating whatever they saw in a meme. Okay, he really digs deep and he really does the research. He was the one who inspired me to start looking into what these Texas ranchers are doing in terms of selling their land to China. Okay, I didn't know anything about that. I knew Chad Prather had briefly mentioned it in one of his speeches, but I never really looked into it. This guy looked into it. Okay, so again, that's the Christian Constitutional Podcast. His shows are 30 minutes or less, so you should be able to absorb a lot of information in a short amount of time. I sometimes my streams are long, sometimes my lectures are long. I try to keep all of my content at 1 hour or under. I wish I could do 30 minutes, but I'd be going on too many tangents. Forgive me for that. Nonetheless, y'all feel me. You know what I'm like. Those are my top 6 podcasts I want you listening to every single day. I am giving you over to those. I am giving you over to the care of those who can nurture you and who can feed you and who can inspire you. I'm not giving you over to the care of t-shirt salesmen and grifters. I will not do that. I've made that mistake here and there in the past. I've trusted other people's judgment before I really got to know these people. And one thing that I can say about my journey is that I see the lack of character and the lack of integrity in a lot of people that you may follow behind. And I'm not going to name names, but these movements, this movement is going to fall apart without good leadership. And the only way we're going to get good leadership is if we fucking train. We must train ourselves. We must discipline ourselves. The ultra MAGA lifestyle is not just about buying products that are made in America. It is about what we give our energy to and what we give our time to, what we give our mental space to. And I am giving you the best 6 podcasts for you to give your energy, your time, and your mental space to. Now, let's move on to energy, to another kind of spin-off of what it means for me to no longer give my time, my space, and my mental energy to YouTube. Okay. But first, I want to talk a little bit about me and a little bit about my personality and my mental health and why this is important for me personally. So, I've talked about it before. I've talked about, um, I've been very vague, but I've talked about some of the ways in which my parents have been abusive to me. And if you've watched enough of my videos, you might hear a little bit of it here and there. Um, Part of when you are an abused child, um, you grow up or you develop coping mechanisms. You and those coping mechanisms generally turn into personality disorders. Okay. And those personality disorders never ever change until you get help, professional help, therapy help. Okay. I personally don't believe in taking drugs. I did take gabapentin and Zoloft, and it literally did nothing for me. When I first started in therapy, it was during COVID because, I wasn't working and I still had my insurance. So I was like, okay, well, now's as good a time to go as anything. And I went in with the intention of addressing my anxiety. And I will say with all honesty, over the past 2 years, that anxiety that the nervousness and the anxiousness, that was really just a manifestation of everything that was going on underneath. So the anxiety was like the outermost layer skin of an onion. And it was very easy to peel that back. And then from peeling back the layer of anxiety, which by the way, I don't have any anxiety anymore. I've had one anxiety attack in the last year almost. Not year, maybe like 9 months. Literally just one. Whereas I used to have them every day. Okay. The next layer underneath the anxiety was realizing and finally admitting and acknowledging that my childhood was inappropriate and it was abnormal and it wasn't healthy, and to forgive my parents and let them go. Let go of still pining for the love that they never gave me. Okay, so you peel off that layer. The layer underneath that was learning how to love myself and respect myself and choose myself first. Like, choose my happiness, my safety, and my well being first. That is really, really difficult to do if you are not working with a licensed, experienced therapist to show you how to do that. And so my form of therapy is called EMDR. And what it does is it's a mixture of talk therapy and working through a lot of your memories, but you're also doing like this tapping method, which stimulates the neurology, the neurological damage, because you can develop abused children do have neurological damage. It addresses the neurological damage that's in your mind, right? So that's like the next layer. So that's kind of like the layer that I'm at right now. The layer underneath that is something that has been very, very hard for me to admit, but I'm codependent. And being a woman like me who has always worked, I've always had 2 jobs, I've always been able to walk away from a relationship, always been able to fucking tell somebody to go, go fuck themselves, always been able to tell somebody to stuff it where the sun don't shine, always been able to just do what I want, go where I want, react to things the way that I want. I've always thought, okay, I'm an independent woman. I am ferociously an independent woman, right? That's what I thought. Well, when I started comparing and contrasting the symptoms and behaviors from someone with complex PTSD and the symptoms and behaviors of somebody with codependence, they're almost identical. Okay. So I started going to Codependence Anonymous about 2 months ago. And then from there, I also started going to Sexual Assault Survivors Anonymous within about 3 weeks of that. So I go to 3, well, they're online, so I don't really go, but I mean, I pay attention. I participate. I participate in 3 12-step meetings a week, in addition to my EMDR sessions. And what all of that has uncovered, I should say, is that there are certain things we do as codependents that are unhealthy. And one of them is that we self-sabotage, we stay in relationships or work environments or homes or situations well past the expiration date. And then what we do is we come up with things in our mind, justifications in our mind to try to fantasize. It's called limerence. We fantasize things being successful and things working out when we know deep down that they won't. It's like we give ourselves delusions. So here's what I want to say. This relationship with YouTube is my fault. It's my fault for staying in a pattern, thinking it will change when I know deep down that it wouldn't. Okay. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, that's what I've been doing with YouTube. I noticed that after the election, just like with Twitter, I was getting shadow banned. I was losing subscribers. All of a sudden, nobody's getting my notifications. All of a sudden, nobody's leaving comments. All of a sudden, I'm not getting any views. Nobody's coming into my live streams. Like, I'm seeing this happen. But I kept beating that dead horse. I kept saying to myself, okay, let me try to get better guests. And then I exerted myself doing that. Let me try to use more hashtags. And I exerted myself doing that. Let me try to make better and better and better content. I exerted myself doing that. Let me come up with better fucking graphics to put in the background. Maybe that'll help. Started doing that. Let me come up with better fucking thumbnails. Maybe that will help. And so I'm just like running on this fucking treadmill, trying to be better, trying so fucking hard to prove that I'm worthy. But I'm just doing the same thing that codependents do when they're in an abusive relationship. I'm just doing the same fucking thing. And it's embarrassing to admit that. But after, you know, the therapy, and after the therapy, and after all these 12-step meetings that I've been going to the past couple of months, it's made me realize these patterns of thinking. You know, I pride myself in being a perfectionist, but the truth is, being a perfectionist is a trauma response. I pride myself in my excessive ability to work hard, but that's a trauma response. Anytime you are trying to make people like you or accept you by going overboard and bending over backwards and going the extra mile when you get nothing in return and nothing reciprocated, that's a trauma response, because that's what we had to do to keep peace as children. I'm going to tell you a quick story. One of the ladies that was in the Codependence Anonymous group, she said that when she was a kid, she woke up in the middle of the night one night and she heard her parents arguing, and her parents were alcoholics. So not only does she attend Codependence Anonymous, she also has to go to Al-Anon. Now, she doesn't drink, at least that's what she says, but Al-Anon is for the family members of people who drink, right? So she was saying how, you know, the next day she was talking to her brother, her baby brother, and she was trying to convince her baby brother that she and him should drink less milk, because if their parents are fighting about money, then groceries are expensive. I mean, groceries cost money. So if they just drink, these are kids, by the way. These are children coming up with this kind of crazy codependent justification. She said, if we drink less milk, maybe they'll stop fighting. And that's what I've been doing with YouTube. Well, if I just do this and I just do that and I just do this and I just do that and I just do this and I just do that, maybe my views will go up. Maybe I'll start getting a good number of comments again. Maybe I'll start, you know, maybe, you know, maybe more people will like me, you know? And it's just like, no, that was all bullshit. That was all bullshit. Because I got more views just making videos in my van, in my work van in Oakland, than I ever got with all the bells and whistles and hashtags and backgrounds and graphics and StreamYard. I got more views just with the cell phone on the mount, you know? But YouTube, there is some abuse here, you know? It's YouTube has been gaslighting me for a long time, you know? And that's what it feels like. You know, when you're in a relationship with someone and they just accuse you of things that you know are not true. Like when YouTube accuses me of cyberbullying Marina Abramovic, the blood drinking, self-mutilating daughter of bourgeois Serbian communist, coven creating, Hollywood infiltrating, fucking spirit cooking a Marina Abramovic accuses me of cyberbullying her. That's gaslighting, you know? And gives me strikes for videos about her, me exposing her. That's gaslighting, okay? Hate speech. Any fucking thing that I say about BLM is hate speech. But never mind the fact that they are assaulting people, killing people, destroying property. But if I say anything about it, I'm doing hate speech, right? and I get strikes for it. Misinformation, any fucking thing that I say about the scamdemic or the jab, any fucking thing, I get slapped with misinformation. You know, it's like dating a narcissist. When they accuse you of cheating, when they accuse you of talking to other people, when they accuse you of being the problem, and then a healthy person walks away from the relationship, but an unhealthy, codependent person like myself gets gets starts to fawn. So there's um fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And us codependents, what we do is we fawn. And that's what I've been doing with YouTube. YouTube is my abusive boyfriend, and I've been fawning, trying to figure out how to make everything better. They accuse me of hate speech, cyberbullying, and misinformation. I know the fuck I'm not, but I'm still trying to fix it. I'm still trying to get around it. I'm still trying to drink less fucking milk so that maybe the YouTube gods will not, the Google gods will not attack me. Well, guess what? This punishment and the demonization and the villainization is got to end. And this is why I gotta go. Okay. I don't mind it when TikTok bans me. I usually don't care because I know so many people get banned. It's like kind of a badge of honor to get banned. But then I think about people, you know, who've spent years building up their YouTube channel and they get banned, and how disheartening that is. And I just say to myself, do I want to spend any more years scraping and begging and pining for a couple of fucking subs, most of which are being unsubscribed, or even if they put on their notification bell, it's not coming through to their cell phones? Like, do I really want to keep begging for the love of a boyfriend who fucking hates me? Do I really want to keep doing that? Do I want to keep putting my best research and my best interviews and my best showcase of this movement? Do I really want to keep putting my best into a platform that fucking hates me? That's what all this comes down to. But I'm not going to be codependent anymore. And thank God for 12 step. And I've always been someone who's like turned my nose up at 12 step, because I was always one of those people that was always like, I was competitive and I'm always like determined and resourceful. And I always felt like if there's a will, there's a way. But then I think there's something kind of beautiful about the idea of surrender. And I don't mean surrender in this fight, but I mean surrender, psychological surrender, emotional surrender, to be able to look at something and say, you know what? This is what it is, and this is unhealthy. And I don't have to fucking keep playing with this. I don't have to keep engaging with this. I don't have to keep using this tool. I don't have to keep bowing down and walking on eggshells and pretending like this matters to me when deep down I know it's making me miserable. I don't have to keep doing that. There's something my therapist said, and I told her, I said, I always feel like I'm swimming upstream. I'm always feeling like I'm swimming against the current. And she said something very poignant that I'll never forget, and it's something I live by now. She says, just get out of the water. Okay. That's what I'm doing. That's what this video is about. I'm getting out of the fucking water. And I'm happy. And I'm working so hard on these websites, and like I'm getting my my search engine optimization together, and I'm learning all these plugins, and I'm learning WordPress, and I have, I can make a online store for the um, American made artists and American made products that I think is important for us all to support each other with. I'm doing it's like I'm trading the abusive boyfriend for a healthy boyfriend. I'm trading the abusive relationship for a healthy relationship. I'm trading the toxic social media for social media and online and an online presence that I am in control of. And I can take this as far as I want to take it by as much work and time and energy as I choose to put into it. And there's so much technology that helps you and automates things for you. Why would I not use that technology to my advantage? Why would I not learn how to play the game against the Google gods instead of being at the mercy of the Google gods? Why? So, I think that's all I wanted to mention. Codependence, CPSD, I'm not doing it anymore. The gaslighting, the trauma bonding, I'm done. I'm done and I'm free. And I hope that I can help be a positive contributor to Rumble. And I know, and of course, I'm going to kind of sound like a bitch when I say this, but there will come a day when um, even the creators that you love the most are going to get the same treatment as if they aren't already, because we all are. It's not just me. It's not just me. It's all of us. Okay. They're going to get the same treatment. And eventually, none of the creators that you love will be on here anymore. And then you can look back at this video and you can say to yourself, Jenny told me. Jenny fucking told me. Jenny told me that YouTube was an abusive relationship. Jenny told me that Silicon Valley was an evil place. By the way, I did work at Google one time. They have a very, very high turnover of employees. It is no secret that the Google and Facebook and Twitter environments are extremely racist towards Americans. It is no secret, and it is also no secret that they are extremely racist towards white Americans. If you're one of those quota Americans, like you're female, you're black, you're Mexican, you're gay, you're Muslim, then they love you. But if this came out on Twitter a couple years ago, before Jack Dorsey stepped down. Google has a very, very, very high turnover of employees. And that was one thing that I noticed in Silicon Valley when I lived and worked in the Bay Area, is that a lot of the corporate dining that I did, you don't see people there for very long. You really don't. And the reason I feel confident and credible, and I hope that you believe my credibility when I say this, is because when you are feeding the same employees every single day, you learn their names, you learn what they do, you learn how long they've been there, you know exactly what they want for lunch every day, you know whether they like mayonnaise or mustard, okay? You know who's vegan, you know who's a fat fuck, you know who's paleo. You learn everything about these employees just by feeding them. And so I would always notice when I didn't see certain people anymore. I would always notice it. And trust me, the way Google treats us as users of their products is no different than the way Google treats their own employees. Like shit. Okay. So I wanted to play a song and I thought maybe we could kind of like jam together a little bit. Just for fun. Okay. Just for fun. Sorry. I'm going to see my. All right. So I wanted to, kind of like say goodbye with this song because it's a song that I like a lot. And, you guys know I'm a rock head. So let me make sure my robe here doesn't pop open. I know you've heard this song before.
We want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
It's my favorite part. All right, Ragers. That is the Cult of Personality. Awesome song by like the best black rock band ever. Okay. I hope you listen to the lyrics of that song. There's a reason I have to play it on my final episode because you don't have to follow me. You don't have to come to Rumble with me. But just remember, only you can set you free. Stop keeping up with the Joneses. Stop listening to commentators who are getting They're news from memes. Get out of this conservative circle jerk and become the warrior that God made you to be. Become the patriot who's willing to put skin in the game, whatever that may be, whatever your calling is. Be that patriot, okay? We are building the Ultra MAGA empire. We are standing tall. We are staying base. We will be the Red Pill Army, the 1A Army, and I'll do it by myself if I have to, okay? Only you can set you free. All right, now with that, let me just give you guys a hug. Okay, hug, group hug, group hug, group hug, group hug, group hug. Love you. Love you. See you guys on Rumble. The only thing you will see posted on YouTube from this point forward is just the TikToks that are like promoting whatever it is that I made, like just the shorts. So that's all you're going to get is just a regurgitation of what I have on TikTok, nothing more than that. So you'll know what type of videos I'm making or interviews that I'm doing. You'll be aware of it, but you're only going to get 60 seconds of me. That's all I'm going to post, okay? You want the streams, you want the interviews, you want the lectures, you go to Rumble, okay? I will still be streaming on Twitter, but that's neither here nor there, okay? Remember, you don't have to follow me. Only you can set you free, all right? Love you guys. Take care.